The only women that are struggling to find a partner are ones that are actually wife material. You speak to a woman who has no intention of settling down, who is very good at, performing acts and stuff. She has no problem meeting men. She's constantly surrounded by men. So it's just the message that men are giving online is that they want good women and stuff, but it's not in line with their behavior. And I just wish there was more honesty about what you truly want out of a woman.
Who and what are we asking men to make lifelong commitments to? Look at our media. Look at how we portray ourselves. Sexualizing and objectifying ourselves, rapping and living raps of having sneaky links, dating for money, for trips, for bag, idolizing women who get a lot of attention, women bearing it all for a like or a follow, whether they are wives or not, showing no respect to their husbands, listening and propping up content that only fuels how much we aren't the problem.
I don't want to be a strong, independent woman no more. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Y'all women on Al Gore's internet talking about, I don't need a man for nothing. Girl, you ain't that Rose. I don't care. I'm ready for somebody to take care of me, and I don't mean financially. Getting your rubbed, watching a movie after a long day, top tier. I don't need a man financially, but I want a man physically, spiritually, mentally. I want somebody to take fire photos with, and I can put on my phone and I can never show nobody. That's what I want. I want a partner. I want to travel the world with somebody. Roast my kids with. Build legacy. Meal prep every once in a while. I hate meal prepping all the time. Yes, I want to wake my kids up at 5 a.m. with Nerf. And I want a man to be hiding behind a closet so when they think they safe, he do a front flip out of it and put them in the back of the legs. I need that. You got me, babe? Because I got you.
You know, some of these men, they'll approach, but then you want to make them a punchline in your own stupid game. A lot of these modern women are immature, man. They silly. They downright silly. A lot of these modern women are silly.
The truth about masculine men that nobody tells you. Number one, most men do not have a type. Looks matter, but intelligence, depth, and personality is what seals the deal. Number two, they're simple. A comfy couch, a game, a movie, some affection, and food. They're happy. 3, forgetting a special day doesn't mean they don't care. They just have a selective memory and they prioritize things differently in their head. 4, masculine men do have insecurities. They're just taught to never show weakness. 5, when he's quiet, he's not disinterested. It just means he's processing things in his own way. He's probably deep in thought. Number 6, they don't pick up on little hints. If you want something, say it directly. Number 7, men actually do crave affection too. Many of them just don't know how to ask for it. Last but not least, number 8, when you ask him, what are you thinking about right now? And he says nothing. Yes, it's literally just nothing. Let me know in the comments which one surprised you the most and follow me for more.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video. And you can't continue to say, oh, well, you know, where are all of the chivalrous men? I'm looking for a generous man. I'm looking for a single man. A single man is not looking for you. You're neither generous, you don't reciprocate, and bottom line, you're a loser.
How do you approach a guy that you're interested in?
If I was to be completely 100%, I would not approach a guy I was interested in.
Why not?
Because I feel like they should approach me, because I feel like if they feel like they like me, they would come after me and I wouldn't come after them. Because I just feel like if they like me, they're gonna come after me. I would not chase after them.
Do you give men choosing signals like eyes or anything?
Yes.
So let's say
You know the me eyes?
Me eyes?
Yes,
Okay.
everyone knows me eyes.
So let's say that the camera's the guy. Give the camera me eyes.
I can't give the camera me eyes. I gotta look at you in the eyes.
Okay, I'll go stand over here.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same. I can't do it right now. I can't.
Okay.
Sorry.
You can't? You really can't just give me the same eyes you'd give a guy that you want?
Yeah, but everyone should know what I'm talking about me eyes. It's what you give when you like someone. You're like looking at them and you're like, oh, like, but you don't say anything. You just give them that look and you're like, the me eye.
So what do you look for in a man?
So one thing that my boyfriend did that I thought was so funny. He's like, listen, there's one rule in the jacuzzi. I'm like, what? He's like, there's no bathing suits. And I was like, what? Come on. He's like, no, it ruins the pH. You can't have a bathing suit in there. And I'm like, okay. But it was so funny. But sure enough, we're both naked in the jacuzzi. Goes back to the endearing nature of boys being fucking boys. One of the things that makes women see men as more boyfriend material is when they can go back and forth between flirty deviant, fun, almost like teenage boy, you know, not unapologetic about his sexuality, and safe, good guy, you know, that creates that feminine containment that we're talking about. A man that can juggle both of these roles, very, very erotic. We see these guys as having true potential, but it's the men that are apologetic with their sexuality and therefore they attach shame to it, so they don't want to go there. Those men fail because they stay in like just white knight, nice guy frame, or go too far the other side where they are just boys and really they don't have any of the feminine containment, you know, that women, you know, might even have fun with, but then they're long term, they're like, I don't want. If you can juggle both, this is where boyfriend material lives.
And, you know, once again, nobody really wants to say it, or modern women, maybe not say it, but modern women don't really want to believe it. But your choices have consequences. Men are not obligated to rescue you from your terrible choices. Period.
I recently did a video about the list of requirements for a wife from another male creator on here. So for funsies, I thought I would create a list of the ideal requirements for a husband. Let's do this. He must be at least 6 foot tall with at least a six-pack, and while we're measuring 7 inches or better. He will have a full, luxurious, well-coiffed head of hair. He has an annual income of at least $250,000. He also is very handy around the house. The ideal husband has a high libido and high emotional intelligence, but short refractory period. He can have friends. In fact, they gather weekly for group therapy. There must be a good relationship with his mother, but boundaries. Nothing creepy. This man, he's aged about 35 to 42. And finally, he'll need to buy me flowers once a week and rub my feet every night. I can't wait to see those angry, apoplectic comments from people who roll in and don't realize this is a gag video. Anyway, ladies, what do you think? What did I leave off of the list?
You know, a lot of men, once again, they're not scared of feedback. They're not scared of hard work. They're not scared of changing. It's just that a lot of times modern women in society in general, they try to disrespect a man. They try to really take, honestly and truly, they try to take the only thing that a man really has left, and that's his integrity and his dignity. They try to take, oh, they don't mean nothing. Get that crap out of here.
3 reasons a man will ignore you. The first reason is when he's done something wrong. The feeling that they did something wrong, and especially when they know that you know that they made a mistake, drives them crazy. Men are all about doing, and they identify with the result of their actions because it shows how competent they are as a man. You know, we women, we get all upset when we say something wrong, but a man will always get upset when he does something wrong, and that is the reason why he will ignore you. The second reason a man will ignore you is that he thinks you're too good for him. When he believes that you're out of his league and that there's absolutely no chance for you to be his ever, he will not even try to pursue you. And although he may like you, he will totally ignore you, because a man's purpose is to go after a woman he can score a result with. And the third reason a man may ignore you, and this is maybe the most important one, is when you have hurt him. Believe it or not, but men are way more sensitive than we women are. And a man will never come up and tell you, you hurt me, you did this, you did that. That's what we women do. You know what a man does? He will completely ignore you. He will crawl back into his man cave to recover on his own. And you can send all the apologies you like, but don't expect an answer.
Man, even if we talk about, even if we move money to the side, because a lot of times money's a huge thing. Resources are a huge thing. What if I just say, man, there's time that I've invested into this relationship that I'm not going to get back? Men are checking out based on that fact. We don't even reach the money. I'm looking and I'm saying, man, this woman's probably not going to be worth my time. Unfortunately.
If the relationship is over, act like it. Go out, go live your life, go date immediately, talk to as many people as you want. The relationship is over. The reason why a lot of y'all be putting these timestamps on moving on is because you're secretly wishing and hoping that that person is going to come back. You're secretly wishing and hoping that that person is sitting somewhere thinking about everything that they did wrong and how to come back and sweep you off your feet. You want to know why people move on so fast after they break up? I'll give you a couple of reasons. For one, most of these people have already started actively dating before they actually left the last relationship that they were in. You ever wonder how this dude left and got married in 4 months? He was already a year in with her. We talked about the levels of breaking up. We talked about you mentally leave, you emotionally leave, then your body physically leaves. So that is why somebody can get out of a relationship with you today, be with another person next week, and be married in 4 months because they've been done with you. But they stayed out of pity. They stayed out of a false sense of loyalty. Maybe they stayed because of the children. Maybe they were waiting for housing. Maybe they were waiting for the person that they were dealing with to get out of a situation, but they've been done with you a long time ago. Am I lying?
I know you guys, I know modern women want men to do a lot of things. They want them to approach. I want you to buy me flowers. I want you to do this. And men don't do it. You might surmise, well, it's because they're intimidated, or they don't really like women. When really a lot of times it's there's no clear communication of what you want. There's no clear communication of your expectations. And so I'm sitting here guessing, getting stuff wrong, and you're trashing me like I was supposed to know what you were thinking.
Guy forgot that he had approached me before. I came up to me and he was like, "Hey, you're cute. What's your number?" Lo and behold, he had actually asked for my number before. Do you know how many times this guy had to have gotten rejected for him to run into the same woman in the same city, 3 miles away from where we originally ran into each other? Man is taking shots every day, probably like 5 times a day, approaching random women, letting his presence be known to these women. Everybody had my number. He got my number again and texted me. Point is, should not be afraid of rejection. It's okay. People will make fun of you. People will be mean to you. And guess what? They're actually the losers. Quite honestly, when people make fun of you, you should know you're winning. They're so insecure that they're making fun of you because they're afraid to take shots. If you approach a woman and she rejects you and she's really rude about it, just know she's the loser. Seriously, if a guy approaches me, I see it as a business connection. If he's not rude, it's a business connection. Not be afraid to approach a woman. If she's not interested, it's her loss. You just walk away and let her be because it's her loss. Meeting new people is fun. You just leave her alone. Do not be afraid. It is okay. Embrace rejection because it means that you're going to get closer to your goal and what you actually want in life. So you got to take shots. Guys, I'm coming out with a course. DM me course if you're interested. For my guys who are serious about having a change, want to get the type of woman that they have always wanted in their life, who know that they can have it. They just have the right mentality. DM me and I'll help you get there. Don't go out. I just put you on game.
Once again, a lot of these modern women are talking about, oh man, men are giving up. And even some of these men in some of these documentaries talking about, oh, a man's giving up. No, a man has decided to pursue peace in his life. He's decided to do things that are not going to cost him a lot of time, a lot of heartache, a lot of foolishness. Why don't you ever speak to that? Why don't you ever say, well, maybe men are opting out because there's too much of a demand with too little of a return? Why don't y'all ever say that?
There's a sentence that men say when they really see a future with a woman. And it's much simpler than you think. The sentence is, "I told my friends about you." Now, it may not sound like a big deal, but when a man starts talking about you to the other people in his life, something has already shifted. Men are naturally protective of their personal world, and they don't usually bring someone up to their friends or family or coworkers unless the connection's meaningful. Because once he does that, you're no longer just a casual part of his life. You're becoming part of his story. Another thing that you'll notice is when a man sees long-term potential with you, he starts imagining you in his future. He'll say things like, "We should go there this summer. You'd love this place. You should meet my friends sometime." The little moments reveal something very important. He's no longer just enjoying the present moment. He's including you in what comes next. And when a man naturally starts weaving you into his world, it's usually when you know the connection, it has moved beyond casual. So if you would like deeper clarity on your relationships, you know where to find me. I'm Jules.
You know, the men are starting to see, and this is why they're opting out. This is why a lot of men are going their own way. They're starting to see when you go into a lot of these spaces, whether it's a curated space for dating or an event or a space where you just meet them out in public, out in the wild, quote unquote. You know, it's not really something that's a safe space for men. You know, one wrong word, even if I was nervous, men don't really have like a safety net, right? Even if I was nervous, I come out there and say something, and I'm like, oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. These modern women are crucifying them on the spot.
Some women keep asking me how to keep a man wanting them. It's simple. You make him feel like a hero again, because a man's desire for a woman is tied directly to whether he feels valued and respected by her. Men are meant to provide. They're built to protect. If he feels pointless, replaced, ignored, or unnecessary, he will shut down and leave. Not because he doesn't care, but because there's nothing for him to rise into. When you talk to a man, speak to the part of him that wants to step up. Say things that activate purpose in him. I love when you handle things. You make me feel safe. I trust your judgment. I feel better when you take the lead. This is not manipulation. This is masculine biology. Men bond through responsibility and usefulness. They want to feel like what they do actually matters and that you notice. So when a woman shows respect and appreciation and just belief in him, he feels like he can walk through fire. And it's not about praising everything he does and kissing his feet. It's about letting him know that he is needed. And kiss his feet too. And let him know that his effort is seen. When you make a man feel like a superhero, he becomes one. He rises, he commits, he protects, he provides, he invests. This is how you make a man want you. You speak to the masculine core inside of him, not his ego, not his insecurities, but to the part of him that wants to build a life with somebody who actually values him. Believe it or not, a man does not need perfection. He just needs purpose. And if a woman gives him that, he will give her everything he has. A man stays where he feels like a hero, not where he feels like a backup plan.
A lot of men are not interested in fixing up a woman and building a woman. It's just too risky nowadays. There's just not when she gonna get on the internet for 10 years talking about, I'm thinking about one woman that was getting divorced after 10 years. Talking about, oh, you ain't got nothing to say about my son. Man didn't raise that boy was 1 year old, a year old when they met. So that baby was fresh. Talking about, oh no, you know, you don't have a right to tell him what to do. Oh, okay. Well, let me go ahead and get out of Dodge then. I'm not gonna be the one that's out here getting played and screwed around with while you act silly. Talking about you ain't got no jurisdiction, but yeah, you got jurisdiction in my pocketbook. Get the heck out of here.
Dude, leave me then. Leave me and see what happens. Literally, if you leave me, there are 20 other dudes waiting outside of the door to be with me. You want to sit here and act like I'm not the prize. Dude, I'm perfect.
Most men are dealing with women who are utterly disrespectful and that don't even like them. So I want to show you how to never end up in this position by learning how to respect yourself. Number one, set clear boundaries. There are just a few things that truly build that foundation with the relationship you have with a woman. Communication, loyalty, and respect. Of course, there can be more depending on, you and the things that you align with. But from that first video, we can obviously see that communication is poor. The way she's talking to him, the way she's coming at him.
Leave me then. Leave me and see what happens.
All of this because I caught you cheating with your ex and I asked you to unfollow them.
Dude, I don't care. It's not my fault that everybody wants me.
Her actions, she was not loyal. She's over here, saying to him, I got 20 guys lined up. She was texting this other guy. That respect wasn't there at all. We can already tell that relationship is going to end or he is going to be very miserable. That leads me to number two. If she isn't reciprocating, you shouldn't be participating. I remember when I would be putting in 110% just to get back 20. I remember when I was doing XYZ, over-investing, coming out of pocket, doing things to really put a woman in position, but she would never even do the same for me. That broke me and it hurt me. But then I had to understand, I cannot participate. I cannot give my time, my energy, my peace to this woman if she's not willing to do the same for me. So if you're dealing with a woman who isn't even reciprocating, not doing the bare minimum, you need to do what we're going to talk about next. But comment the word value if you're getting some value right now. That leads me to number 3. Never be scared to walk away. The most powerful thing you could do is remove your presence. If that woman is not reciprocated, if that woman is crossing your boundaries, she has poor communication, she is not loyal, and she is disrespectful.
You're sitting here talking about you're gonna leave me. Do it. Do me a favor.
You need to walk the away, because that is not a woman that you should be aligned with, because God has someone else you should be assigned with.
I just got home from a singles night at my church. Yes, I go to Union Church, and here are my thoughts. The ratio between men and women at the church is always going to be more women than men. Case closed. So don't let that intimidate you, girl, because your husband could have been in that room, okay? Or man, your wife could be in that room. Don't let the fact that it's at the church intimidate you. If anything, that should excite you to go. I went by myself. I ended up having a fabulous time. Sermon was honestly phenomenal, and I love that the pastors took questions from the audience and got us engaged as well. Questions were deep. People asked about lust. People asked about divorce. People asked about purity culture. As women, we're taught to be a certain way and to just smile and obey, and eventually a man from the sky will just come down and save us. But we have to also do the work. So going to things like this, being social, joining groups, getting involved in the community, focusing on yourself as well, like focusing on your health, your wellness. That's also going to get you out there, and your potential person that God has for you could discover you there. I loved the energy in the room. Everybody came in their best dressed. And yes, ladies, the men were menning, okay? They were dressed up, like they weren't wearing Nike Techs. At the end, we got a bingo card for the mixer, and each box was a conversation starter. Like, do you like coffee? Do you like to travel? XYZ. We could definitely work on the music though. All the Bruno Mars, it was grinding my gears. It's not 2008, but you know what? We'll work on that. It was such a good event regardless. And I definitely hope that as a body of Christ, we start to do more things that actually put singles together, because when you're in your faith walk, you're so like mind of a goldfish. This is what God wants me to do. This is what my purpose is. And you kind of block out the other people. And we can tend to also like run away from people if they're trying to talk to us at church. Me personally, as soon as the clock strikes at the end of church, as soon as we start worshiping out, I am out that door, and I ain't gonna hold y'all. Like, that's definitely me. So this type of event taught me to be like, you know what? I think I'll just linger. I think I'll just talk to a couple of the people around me. I think I will say hi to 3 people. Don't be afraid to say hi to your neighbor and tell them they look good. And we should be taking counsel from people who have biblical marriages, especially long-lasting marriages. So I love the panel. They did such a fabulous job. The lighting, the production is always immaculate. So 10 out of 10 would recommend. If you missed it, like, you just had to be there. Like, I could sit here and tell you, but you really just had to be there. So if you were also there and this ends up on your For You page, let me know how your experience was. Do wish you a happy and healthy dating life. And with that, I'll see you on Sunday.
See, look at this. This is a perfect example why chivalry is. Look at the lady. I here carrying the trash, bringing the trash in. Like, where's her husband at? Husband's probably somewhere playing video games inside, maybe at the gym, watching the game, out with his bros. Probably told her that he would do it later on. But here she is, having to bring in the trash herself. We need, oh!
I still think there's more marriage-minded women than marriage-minded men.
Whoa, what was that? You don't agree?
Jess.
Yes.
We've been through this before.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't
you love how consistent I am?
You're very consistent. I will give you that.
Cool. So my point is that there are more marriage-minded women than marriage-minded men. Notice how I said more. I did not say all women, most women. I said there are more marriage-minded women. And the reason why I say that is because of the purity culture complex that a lot of women have. And inside of purity culture, whether that came from the church or just came from society, that tells you what it means to be feminine and what it means to be marriable. Women grow up with this idea that their value comes from a man. So they will do anything to get picked by said man. They want to be in long-term relationships with men more often than men want to be in long-term relationships with women. In part because men are not told that their value comes from being picked by a woman. They're told to climb the ladder, and then you're then able to afford a wife. And it's opposite for women. We're told to get married, don't center your career, don't center doing other things, stop being a hoe and find the man, and then be able to do all the career stuff when he allows you to do it after the kids are in school.
I was going to say that I think women are being taught the opposite. I think women are being coached more out of purity culture. I'll tell you why, because women are being told now they can do everything. They can have the career, have their life, and have the man at the end of the day. That's not true. They're being taught the wrong things. And so when they want the marriage when they're older, they're not going to get it because that's not what men want. They're not being taught the right things. They're not being taught. You're saying women are more marriage-minded, but they're not doing the things that is worthy of being marriageable. That's why a lot of guys aren't marrying them. So they can't be they can't be more marriage-minded if they're not being taught the value of marriage when they're younger. They're being taught the opposite. They're being taught, by the culture and getting everything they want, having the career, being independent, but then not needing a man, but then also that doesn't make any sense. It's kind of it doesn't make any sense.
If she's watching all your stories but not texting you back, you're not crazy, but you're misunderstanding it. A lot of guys think, well, she's still watching me, so she must be interested. No. Watching your story takes 0 effort. Texting you back, that takes intention. If she liked you the way you think she does, you wouldn't be sitting there staring at your phone wondering what's going on. She's not confused. She's just comfortable keeping you in the background. Attention is not interest, and views don't mean value. If you've ever been stuck overthinking this, it's exactly why our Join Muse coaches exist.
If she has daughters, they're gonna end up exactly like her. Trust, fucking ran through, and just for the streets there, trust, bad decisions after fucking bad decisions. Stay woke in the streets there, big burn.
And man, I know that you like the chase, do not lie to me. So if a woman is giving you a lot of eye contact, if a woman is positioning herself closer to you, if a woman is smiling and twirling her hair and, just preening is what we call this, then that is your clear sign to approach her. And let me just tell you, there is something about walking over to a woman and actually just talking to her that builds up your self-confidence as well. And she is going to feel so valued and have mad respect for you.
So we all know in 2024, the dating scene kind of sucks.
Couldn't agree more. And I'm sure you're going to enlighten us as to why.
And a lot of that has to do with the fact that men no longer court women.
Again, I 100% agree. And there's a reason for that. And I'm willing to bet you're going to share with us what you think those reasons are. I'm also willing to bet that whatever you think the reasons are aren't even remotely close to the actual reasons why.
Men no longer pursue women the way they used to. Think about The Notebook. Think about the way that Noah pursued Allie from the second he saw her. That literally doesn't happen anymore. Maybe 5% of the time.
Now, I have to admit, it's been a while since I made my way through that god-awful movie. But her referencing it proves once again that women live and breathe in fantasies. And because she loved what she saw in that movie, she's now decided that that's the way it's always been, at least up until now. Every man has pursued women in exactly the same way as what happened in that movie. Well, I hate to break it to you, darling, but that's not even remotely close to reality.
So these are my theories as to why the dating scene is like that. First of all, I think that the music we've listened to growing up has really affected this. I think that rap music has had such a negative impact on men and on the dating.
Some of y'all are confused.
Y'all don't have a good example of what a man is, so y'all just don't know. So I'm gonna help y'all out. A strong man versus a weak man. A weak man will not walk over to you. A strong man will. A strong man doesn't fear failure or rejection. Why? Because he know he can make it. He know he can make it in this world. So they will have no problems walking up to you, introducing themselves, and asking you your name and such and such and such and such. They won't be the type of guy that you have to ask questions about, like, well, what if he's shy? And do I make the first move? Or what if he's looking at me? But he's too shy. No, that's weakness. You don't want a weak man. You want a strong man. Exactly. Weak men don't approach because they know they're going to get shut down because they know deep down inside something about them ain't strong enough to be with you. So why even put yourself through it? Some women are so desperate that they will go and collect a weak man just to say they got something.
And I'm going to silently observe what this trip looks like on her social media.
You know what? Exactly.
How she's carrying herself. And then men do that. We take mental notes. People are like, oh, she's out there on a boat, half naked, twerking in front of guys. Not wifey when she comes back. Now I know where to place her.
Wait, on a boat, half naked? What do you want her to wear on a boat?
Twerking also was added in there on a guy.
So there was guys
Twerking on a
trip.
guy is crazy though. On a guy is
like if
it was a girls trip.
If you're getting to know me, I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said I thought it was a girls trip.
But guys can be there.
They do be having
Like
excursions.
if you go on a girls trip to Jamaica, you're with your girls, but
Jamaica.
men live in Jamaica.
Men do live in Jamaica.
So that's what I'm saying. Like
I get
you doing
weak.
something like that.
You could judge her if she did that raft thing and she had the Jamaican man doing the exfoliating
and rubbing
I'm judging it all.
But
I ain't never get that up on it.
Usually, if men were not invited on the trip, that boat day is just girls. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And if she's half naked, so what? Who the goes to Jamaica to put on clothes?
But it's not just doing it. It's also
And we twerking for the
you
videos.
Also,
it's
you
a
also
girls
look
trip.
at what you post. Men look at what you post. We don't want our wifey having certain things posted on her social media. Remember the saying that's going viral? A wife is a wife before she's a wife. That's what that means.
So for real, for a second, how are men like not the prize in relationships? As women, we expect men to approach us first, plan the dates, pay for the dates, drive everybody to the dates, provide, protect, stay loyal to us, keep themselves looking good, keep calm in all of the situations and never freak out. And they have to do all of this without complaining. Because, God forbid they do complain, then all of a sudden they're too emotional. Or God forbid they don't make 6 figures and all of a sudden they're broke. Or God forbid they're not taller than you and all of a sudden he's too short. Or God forbid somebody tries to set boundaries and oh my God, he's too controlling. And then you're doing all of this while simultaneously yelling at him that he's replaceable and you can have any man that you want. Or you're saying that you don't need a man actually and you can do everything you want by yourself and you don't need anybody to tell you anything. And it doesn't make any sense. Like at a certain point we have to stop yelling at men and expecting them to be superheroes and then getting mad at them and criticizing them like dogs whenever they act like a human being. Like maybe men are the prize and we just need to start appreciating what they bring to the table a little bit more.
You want to know why men hesitate to approach women? I'm about to tell y'all why. And some of y'all not gonna like it, but y'all know I don't give a damn. A lot of y'all have RB up, rested face. You're not approachable. You look mean as okay, like, don't nobody want to be around you with that bad stank attitude. And it's true. It's true. I will never forget. Oh, let me say story time. Anyway, this was like maybe 5-6 years ago. I feel like it was right before COVID. But anyway, I went out with this girl. We're no longer friends. But I went out with this girl and I was like, these men keep looking, but they're not approaching. And I like to go to that spot because the men approach, they buy drinks. Ladies, y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? But they just was not approaching, but they were looking. Like I went to the restroom, came back, they was looking, and then I would sit back down and it was like, they was thinking about approaching, but they just wasn't. And then I looked at my friend and I was like, you me mugging. And she's like, no, I'm not. But then she'd be sitting there like it's just, like her facial expressions just, it gave angry black woman. Okay, it gave the black woman negative stereotype. Okay, it just did. So I took a picture of her. I went click. True story, y'all. I went click and I turned it around to her and I said, "This is what you look like right now." And she was like, "Oh my God." I was like, "Yeah, you look mean as fuck. I wouldn't approach you. Maybe this is why you can't find nobody when you go out. You look mean as fuck." So it was a combination too. She had resting bitch face and she may not have been, I ain't gonna go there. But mainly it was RBF, okay? So I say all that to say sometimes the men just don't approach y'all because y'all look mean as hell. And then nowadays when men approach y'all want to put them on the internet and make fun of them, be like, "Look at this man approaching me." Ugh. Like, calm down. Fix your face. A lot of these men still want to talk to women. They have no time. They don't have a problem approaching women. Y'all just have to be approachable. And I get it. The men you don't want be approaching y'all, but that don't mean cut off all the men. Just say in a nice way, like, "Oh, I got a husband," or whatever. I don't know what the fuck y'all be saying. I know what I be saying, but I ain't gonna tell y'all what I say because that's my game. But yeah, just be a little more approachable. Be nice. Some of y'all, and I'm a woman. I'd be like, "What's wrong with her?" Just saying.
A lot of these modern women want men to read them. I want you to read my body language. And when you read my body language, I want you to know exactly what the issue is. I don't know you like that. I can only kind of get a gauge. So I'm not 100% sure about that. They want a man to be perfect. Well, I was clearly saying this with my body. Huh? No, you weren't. You had the RBF. So no. And there are some women out there that understand this. And a lot of those ladies are married now. When my husband came up to me, I thought I was looking a certain way. And he told me straight up, "No, you had RBF." And I was like, "I did? I didn't know that." He's like, "Yeah." "Then why'd you come up to me?" And I just, came up, try to talk to you and see if maybe I can make your night. And then after that, when I came up to you, you seemed like you were in a daze or a trance or something like that. I actually talked to your friend first. And I said, "Hey, what's going on with her?" "Oh, no, yeah, she's been looking at you all night. She likes you." That's why I came up to you. Because if it hadn't been for your friend coming over and saying, "Hey, my friend likes you," now it don't look like she liked me, I would have never come over there.